Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sen.
15 PCA.
Native 454.
Be sure to follow us over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to like, sub, share, and hit that bell for notifications. We got a full trailer for the new Child's Play remake. And if you're wondering why I'm not showing any pictures, because Orion's a bunch of D-holes and they will demonetize my video for a trailer reaction. So they can go F themselves. And if they're watching this video, here's your virtual middle finger right to your face because you don't understand copyright. Anyways, this reimagining of Child's Play, is it more of a reimagining or a bastardization?
I feel like they wanted to do their own story, but they felt their story wasn't strong enough. So let's take a franchise so people know what it is.
Just make it a killer robot thing that's like Alexa.
Yeah. That would have made it a lot better.
Yeah.
And it'd be more topical if you think about it to today.
And also just make it like, some cheesy knockoff of Alexa. That would have been perfect.
So we learn a little bit more about how Chucky operates in this one. It's an AI gone bad. So again, there's no magic. From the very beginning, when this first was announced, I'm like, so there's no voodoo? There's nothing happened? Wouldn't it be cool if there was a weird mix of magic and technology and it was like a weird thing
No,
not
even
together?
that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, so this is just all AI gone bad. Think Terminator, Skynet, think
Meet Small Soldiers.
Meet Small Soldiers with toys. Same storyline.
Yeah.
So Chucky is part of this. I guess there's this corporation that's like Google, but it's called Kaplan or something. But they do thermostats. They make electric cars. They make your computer, your cell phone. So they make all these different devices. And the new Buddy doll with an I at the end instead of a Y.
That's what I'm saying.
That's like using the number 3 but putting E instead of using the number 3 instead of E.
It's just stupid, like almost like lead speak. But it's just stupid.
Stop with the I crap. That was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You could have totally been like kind of a spoof on that if you would have took it that route, not taking Child's Play.
Yeah.
And so it can interact with all these devices. Oh, tell Chucky, hey, Chucky doll, make sure to turn the temperature to 22 degrees, like whatever you're going to tell it to do. No, it's connected to your devices.
Yeah.
But since it went evil, it can like control other devices, which is, it takes away from Chucky getting the kills. Because you see a scene in the trailer where he takes control of a lady's electric vehicle, and that's how he gets the kill. No, Chucky needs to be getting the kills.
I'm sorry, I'd rather have the scene where she's driving and he comes out from behind and, slits her throat or something.
Or like in the other film, one of my most favorite kills, because of how horrible it is, he put a bunch of glass and nails in the airbag, caused him to crash, and when the airbag expanded, it was like a claymore. And all that shrapnel hit him. See, but he set it up.
Yeah.
Now he's just controlling all your devices.
That's stupid.
There's a scene that was in the original trailer. It's also in this one where there's a bunch of people at a store. I'm assuming it's Black Friday. And he takes over all there's like a drone he takes over, so he controls all the electronics to like attack the people in the store. Yeah, okay. That's something that happened to a bunch of people. This company would go completely out of business.
Yeah.
Instantaneously. Unless they're going to be like, they're so big and powerful, they can hide all the new...
That's what they're getting at.
Is this some anti-corporation?
Yeah, it is, of course.
Yeah.
That was never the original one, ever.
Never the intent.
The doll was just a prop to the idea that this person putting his soul into it. It had nothing to do with the company that made him.
No, basically, Child's Play, the original Child's Play, had a little bit to do with commercialism because, again, it was a hot new toy.
Yeah.
The mom tried to get
But
him.
that was subtle.
It was subtle and tiny. Yeah. This is like over the top. This is...
I do have to say this. In the trailer, there's a scene where Andy's like going to bed and then the Chucky doll's like standing
that was creepy.
Like by the thing. That actually, I was like, oh crap, that actually scared me. Everything else wasn't all that scary.
Yeah, and I like that for the fact that it does play off of the fact that it's trying to learn.
And it wants to be like your buddy.
Yeah, so it's trying to learn you, but in human tech.
And then, like I said, the fact that and then also in the scene they see those kids together, like I said, it's supposed to be like a radar Goosebumps. I mean, what are we getting at?
Like
here?
all the kids that grab like weapons. We have to go beat Chucky. What, do they go fight Slappy? What is this?
Well, and also, how old are these kids? Like, who would play with the doll?
What? Boy, this kid looks like he's in his teens at least. At least 13 at the least.
Andy was a kid.
Yeah, he was like 7 or 8.
It was a little boy, and okay, you probably would want a buddy doll. Unless this is one angle I think they might be able to do. The mom gets him one thinking, oh, it's the hot toy my son will like his electronics. Like, Mom, you bought me a doll? What the hell? Like, that's the only angle I can see. But if he actually wanted one...
The one thing that's interesting is the mom is the same lady that's been in the TV show Legion, which I like a lot. Who was the one where Shadow King took over? Her used her as a vessel basically in the first season of Legion. I liked her in that because she could play that crazy person, but a mom...
She's just a regular lady.
Yeah, she just doesn't really do anything for me. She doesn't know. It's just a regular person.
I wonder also in the plot if they're going to make it to where he has a hard time making friends, and since the buddy doll is supposed to be so advanced, it could be like his friend.
Electronic friend.
So, like, he could literally pick up a controller and play games with you. And
I am your master friend.
Yeah, I don't know how advanced this buddy is going to be.
Oh, it's supposed to be crazy advanced.
Yeah, so it can literally be like, hey,
I see it,
Andy,
it's not-
you want to play a game with
Yeah,
me?
yeah, it's not in the trailer, but I saw some still pictures. He's like playing a card game with them. Like a
Yeah.
board game with him.
Exactly.
And if we had little robots that can walk around and like do stuff, that's like so beyond anything we've even close. Hundreds of thousands of dollar robots can do some of these things, but this buddy thing could do. It's the most autonomous robot ever made.
And then we also
We would have a lot more. The future would be way more advanced if we had that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't just be, it's just all this regular stuff, and here's this advanced technology here. It's like, it doesn't fit.
Well, and also just for the fact too, like the buddy doll would have to get its kills from other things because they wouldn't make a
strong
doll
enough, but
strong
it's
enough.
picking up knives and stuff. Here's the thing: all of the times you see the Chucky doll up close and it's walking and stuff, that's practical effect.
Yeah,
But doesn't it look a little hokey?
it does look a little hokey.
But here's the thing: it worked.
It looks different too.
It looked in the original. I liked the way it looked because it was late '80s, early '90s, and it fit the time. But now it's almost you see like the little doll hand grab a knife, and you can tell it's just like It just looks
The
weird
difference
now.
is it's copying all these cliches. Sorry about that. But in the original movie, it seemed like it was a trend center, but it doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like I'm just part of the crowd and nothing different.
Well, and also the problem is that we know it's electronic. That's the problem. See, when Child's Play was a man, when he was a soul in him, then
He had the strength of a man.
Yeah,
at the
man,
moment.
that's why it was so much stronger.
And also didn't look so fake because literally what happened is that he started taking features of a human. That's why, like, you notice like scary pictures of Chucky when he's actually like acting like Charles Lee Ray. It actually seems like his eyes are more animated, his face seems.
But in
more
the
like,
beginning, he was still just like the stiff doll.
Yeah.
But slowly but surely, he
started
started taking
becoming-
on human
And
characteristics.
Exactly.
the original Child's Play seemed edgy. Nothing's edgy about this at all. Nothing.
Oh, cookie cutter.
Yeah.
And again, they show some of the kills and look pretty gruesome, which is cool. But I just feel iffy and weird about it. Like a guy gets he's putting a Christmas tree lights, and Chucky decides to kill him, and he turns on like I guess it's like a mulcher or something, and he's
Yeah.
like being pulled into it. So he's gonna get feet first, get all cut up, and
Then eventually go on.
another dude who looks like Jack Black.
It does weirdly.
Yeah, he's like taken apart.
See, if I
buddy.
wonder if that was intentional. The Dilma to the Goosebumps, basically.
or maybe, or even like, oh, this is the fat nerd.
Yeah.
And like he gets like at a table saw, he gets all jacked up. But I don't know. This is something definitely. I'm not gonna go in theaters and see this.
No.
It's not good. It doesn't. It has nothing there
I
for
foresee
me.
this on Redbox and
I'm okay. I'm more of looking forward to seeing the Netflix. I think Netflix. Child
Yeah.
Play
Yeah. They're gonna do a series.
That seems interesting to me. This seems, and they don't even want nothing to do with the original people.
Yeah, the original creators literally said they washed their hands of this. Whatever the hell this thing is, that's not what we
Yeah.
wanted.
No.
exactly.
Controlling devices. That was never. No.
It was never a thing.
It's and didn't again I can't show pictures, bastards. F you, can't show pictures. But there's also a scene where there's a TV and there was like some game consoles. It looked like a repainted Super Nintendo. Like it looked like some generic looking game
That's
console. It's
weird.
Yeah, are we gonna have a scene where they're playing games? There's no game in the console.
like when people play games and TV shows, they're just pretending to play.
Yeah.
Come on, just seriously, you can just get a Xbox One or PS4. It's not the end of the
But
world.
I guess no one wants to have their name connected to
Yeah.
this killer thing.
Yeah, like who wants their Sony to
But
be
you
like,
can,
oh,
make,
yeah.
you can just paint a different color, make it look generic, but make it look like, we know what you're
But
playing.
it totally looks like a Super Nintendo.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I don't know this thing. This like hot
And, then,
garbage.
and you talking about Mark Hamill, it's like,
Oh yeah.
okay.
There's another thing. People. Oh, until Mark Hamill. I'll take all my money. I'm you're a liar. You're an
Yeah.
idiot if you honestly think that. Mark Hamill has nothing to do with how this character's acting. He's just doing the voice.
Yeah.
If he was acting, he can bring his own personal voice. Acting's great and it's wonderful and I love it. I think there's a lot of amazing voice actors out there, like Vic Mignogna. But it's just
Definitely.
just because Mark Hamill's doing a voice doesn't make this story any better.
Nope.
One voice cannot save a movie.
No.
Yeah, even if it's the greatest voice, no.
It's just, I don't
Because
know.
he can do a crazy guy voice.
Yeah.
But I still like the original voice of the original Chucky because it was more like a crazy man voice, and this is more creepy doll
And the
voice.
thing about it is, there was a connection between him and Andy. There was always, and especially in the early Trials play, where there was always an antithesis between the two. That it's constant struggle. Is he going to eventually take over Andy? Is it going to eventually finally happen? There's none of that. That
because
was
this
part of
machine's just going to keep killing things.
That's all it's doing. There's no purpose. Why is it doing this? Why?
Yeah, and then that's the problem too, because in the old one, in the original Child's Play, the detective kept asking Andy, like, hey, do you know anything what happened? And then, of course, eventually he says, oh, the doll did it. But then it's kind of like, oh, it's magical. So he really didn't believe him. And this one, he's like, comes out for it saying, no, it's Chucky. He's the one doing this. And I don't.
He says it a couple times in the trailer.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like.
And he's an older kid. He's not like a little kid who makes things up.
Yeah, exactly.
Because my nephew makes up crazy stories, but he's 6.
Yeah.
This kid looks like he's in at least his teens.
But there's another problem is too. These things are fully automated. Once you realize that, it's a possibility this thing could do that. Once you pretend to believe it more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why don't you because you say like, oh, why did it do this? Oh, because I had a malfunction. My phone broke and it started acting weird.
Yeah, because his phone looked like it was broken.
Cracked.
So if that's the reason,
why wouldn't the detective like look into this and be
the
like,
originals? I remember reading a long time ago. I might even talked about it on the podcast, but the dolls are made in China because everything's made in China. Some crazy guy there at the factory hacked one of them because the work conditions or whatever, and then he ends up getting killed. Like, oh, maybe his soul goes into it, but no, it's just because he like hacked it to I'm gonna get back
another
company.
anti-corporation thing, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
I don't even know if they're keeping that storyline, but that's.
Maybe it'll just be Russian bots.
Yeah, but it's all the Russian bots that made it go crazy.
Any minute you're gonna see Toy Story characters in this. I mean, what's going on here?
I don't know.
It's silly.
Again, definitely not seeing it. It doesn't help that when the company comes out and hands out copyright strikes when they don't even understand how our copyright works. You do make me want to go see this movie.
Yeah,
and it's so
This story sucks anyways.
between cartoony and like literally super killing. It's like
is this
too uneven.
Is this Goosebumps or is this it's a hard rated R horror flick like Halloween?
Yeah, because look at both trailers. You got one, the last one we saw was literally his mom being hung by a hydraulic.
Yeah,
like
being
choked.
up.
Yeah, literally like hung. Then we get this trailer where it shows a bunch of 5 kids with like literally stuff they made
baseball
from
bats,
Dead Rising weapons, being like, okay, let's do this.
Let's go fight the evil robots.
Yeah,
it's the ending of the episode of the Rugrats and they fought all the robots.
Yeah, or I was thinking the Terminator video game.
Yeah, he goes shooting everybody.
Yeah, I know,
maybe that's the future. It's the T1000.
They should have just made it a regular generic robot. I'd be more at least more enthusiastic.
I can control your devices. That angle. It was the straw that broke the camel's back that ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Because now you can make your thermostat go super hot and burn you and stuff like that.
It almost has a kind of vibe like, remember that Maximum Overdrive movie? Where
Yeah,
the machines get sentient? It has that weird, stupid...
And that truck had the Green Goblin face.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be silly. That's the whole point. But Child's Play, I know it got sillier, but it's just the wrong tone of it. It's just...
Yeah, well, and also, nothing will beat having...
That original Child's Play.
The real Child's Play.
I remember they were. I saw one. You know, they had like the one where they have the one. They have like Batman slapping Robin when he says something stupid, but they did the 2 Chuckies. I can try everyone's advice. No, it's not even supposed to work that way. He just
you get a knife and you stab the guy.
Yeah.
Or you get the ruler and beat the crap out of the teacher.
That's the whole point.
Exactly. You sneak behind.
When he's walking up to her with the ruler in his hand.
That's what I'm saying. That face. There's so much more. I know we haven't seen too much of the new Chucky face. But that face is just so iconic.
It's so smooth now and round because it's supposed to be more like an iPhone, more futuristic looking. But whatever, this is garbage.
Yeah, and who would have remembered the first thing when the mom figured out that, how's it talking? It has no batteries, and it flips his head around. One of your friends jumps down, he starts attacking her.
Yeah,
that's just iconic.
Because the jig was up, he had to kill her.
Exactly. Yeah, I like that. Actually, my favorite kill is the one oddly enough was a businessman at the beginning of Child's Play 2. Or he's in the car, then he chokes him out.
Oh, yeah.
And it's cool because it refers back to his original style of killing. Charles Lee Lay was a strangler. He was a strangler.
I know Jennifer Tilly thinks this is stupid, and she played the female.
Yeah, the Bride of Chucky.
And she played Bride of Chucky, which is a pretty silly.
She was stupid. I know some of the other cast members have said this is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's just a cashing in on a semi-popular franchise. And this will just be a little turd stain that gets thrown away and no one remembers it.
Yeah.
And then the TV series, hopefully with the original creators, that can be the monitor.
That's what I'm hoping.
And they can just
kind of bring it back.
Yeah, this is just some silly thing side story.
Yeah.
Crimson Saint here. Thanks for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single upload. If you have any tips or story ideas, hit us up on Twitter at C15 Podcast, or better yet, join our Discord server, link in the description below.